All right, so let's talk birth order. You guys know about birth order, and you kind of judge people on, are they an only child, are they the oldest, or the youngest? Well, here's the thing. Firstborn, only child, middle child, we're going to break it down for you. Birth order reveals a ton about your personality. Did you guys know this?
That makes sense.
So here it goes. Number one, the natural leader and the perfectionist. That goes to the firstborn of the family right there. And as you move it down, that's the first child or the gender. The second is self-motivated, high achiever. That means you're the only child. Also, there's independent, avoids conflicts. That's the middle child.
We can stop right there because there's a middle child at this table that does nothing but run head on in the conflict.
That's true. I saw that. That's being me. She's talking about.
You?
I
He
saw
does
that.
nothing but trudge straight forward into conflict.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
so
so
true.
not a middle child. You
At
seem like an
all.
oldest child.
At all. And then lastly, you've got the baby of the family, the affectionate and charismatic one. I'm telling you, Felicia, when I saw that, I thought the same thing. Sydney, I want to start with you. Do you believe that this order is accurate?
So I am the oldest sibling in my family. I have a 15-year-old little brother, and I think it just really depends on the family. He definitely looks at me as being the leader, but I'm telling you, there are some moments when he seems way more mature than me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, you be the leader, you take the lead as the older sibling.
Yeah.
So I think it depends, you know?
I'm the oldest child too, and I looked at these, and every single description that I read before I knew what they were aligning to, I thought it was all of these things too.
Yeah.
And mine also
So you
aligned to
believe
being
it?
like the youngest child, which I wouldn't think of myself as the youngest child. I feel like I'm an oldest child through and through.
Really?
What about you?
Because I felt like it was off for you, but I felt like it was off for me.
Yeah.
Like what I do know about you guys. I was like, what kind of list is this? It's
I know.
not making any sense.
What if you're everything? That's how I feel
Right.
about horoscopes.
A little bit
too,
of each.
though.
So I'm the last born. I'm the youngest. I have an older brother, and
Says you're very affectionate.
I was reading it, and I was like, this is not me. No. And then I was like, well, maybe this is. It says people swarmed at me like ants on honey. I'll take that. And then it says I was a manipulative charmer who could get your siblings and parents to do anything for you.
I can see that.
Okay.
Oh.
That you could get, not in a bad way, that you could get people to follow your lead and do what you want.
And then it says your siblings often send you as a sacrificial lamb, the one
that
to go
happen?
in there to be like, go
Oh.
tell mom like that this broke and say you're sorry.
Is that true? Do they do that?
Here's the only one I think that's overwhelmingly, I think we can agree upon, is the only child is usually uniquely more mature,
Yes.
very independent, likes to do things by themselves because that's been their life. I mean, you can
Yeah.
always,
For
I feel like
sure.
you could always spot the only child.
I was an only child for 10 years, so my mom had my brother way after she had me. So there was a big chunk of my life where I had to kind of be there and take charge and just be the woman on, the go, and
Yeah.
not really
Womaned
have
up.
that sibling to, fall back on.
Yeah.
So, but once I did have that brother, it was nice.
It's almost
nice
like
of a
2
change.
generations of only children.
It is. It
seems
really,
so.
it really is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think they got mine entirely wrong. You guys are all like, these are right, this is so accurate.
Yeah.
Nothing about mine was right. I love
Nothing?
conflict. I actually see conflict, and I don't go this way. I go
Goes
directly into
straight
it.
You're a rare breed.
towards it.
It's
Yeah.
really, really interesting, that one right there. So I think there's something to be said about it.
Yeah.
I do believe in horoscopes. I do believe that the pecking order, or what they're calling birth order, is typically accurate. I do think those are things to read into. I'm a big guy into signs. Are you guys?
I do like signs, yeah. I do.
I don't full on trust them, but I think it's an interesting way to explain the world
Yeah.
around us.
Can I tell you, my best friend for my birthday, she gave me a tarot card reading, and it changed my life. I'm like, it all makes sense now. Just look at the
Really?
cards. It was amazing.
I got those animal spirit cards that are this really pretty deck of cards. I should
Animal
bring it in
spirit.
here one day too. They're getting really popular, and you pull them out, and you align with an animal, and it's not really supposed to be like a tarot reading,
Okay.
but I
So
was
it's like a
so into
positive
it,
thing.
and then I brought in one of my friends and gave her one, and there was no way we could make it come true. But I was like, well, maybe this is just for fun.
So it's
But
like
anyway.
a positive thing?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah.
You
Maybe
scare
we'll do
me
it
when
one
you say
day.
animal
Maybe I should bring it in. It's not really a spiritual thing at all, but anyway. Twitter account #Roundup issued a new hashtag challenge to accurately rename a TV show. So I thought that we should try to do this too, guys.
So
I'll
give us some
start.
examples.
Okay, so an example, you guys know the show Black Mirror.
Yep.
I'm obsessed
Okay.
with the show. I would call it Our Dystopian Future.
Bum, bum, bum.
Isn't that so accurate?
Is that a good show? I
Or-
haven't watched the show before.
Jordan, you would love this show. You would love it. Don't start with the first episode. I tell everyone that.
Really?
The first one's really disturbing. The one with the pig. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, okay. Don't ever watch the first episode of that show because most people will never watch more of it. It is fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The next one, the show You, which is also a little bit creepy. I thought we should call it creepy creepers, adventures, and creeping.
Look
Look at him. Look how creepy he is. Yeah.
So that's the
and
one with the
then-
stalker. That's the one on Netflix.
Yeah,
right?
He's so
Everybody's
cute,
talking
though.
about.
which is really good, but also, yeah, it's
I want
so
him to stalk
creepy.
me.
I like him.
And then finally, my favorite show, it's in its final season right now, Broad City. I would call it Scrappy New York. That's what it is.
Okay.
Good names.
So I'm going to challenge you guys.
I know this is hard for me. You go first.
I got. Well, the one everybody's talking about right now. It's in the middle of its run with Colton the Virgin. Is The Bachelor. Everybody loves talking about this show.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit last night, and I genuinely like the show. I
Yeah.
can't get into it this year. I literally had to remove myself and said, "This is so basic. It needs to be retitled Basic Behavior 101."
I
When
love
I'm
it.
watching, literally,
Yes.
they dismissed one of the women last night, and she starts getting really emotional. She's like, "But I thought we were going to be forever." And I was like, "What do you mean? You guys just met. This is a TV show." What are you and then she goes back to the house, and she's like, "Colton isn't interested." And all the girls start crying. And I was like, "But you guys want to marry him too? This is like a competition." It's so basic. That's a perfect one. And then
That's insane.
the other franchise that I know everybody in their own right, depending on which one it is, enjoys is Real Housewives.
Yeah.
So I think this one should be called Everyone is Divorced, but we ain't changing the franchise name because it's too
Look
popular.
at all those broken hearts.
Everybody's who's a housewife
some
on the
people-
show anymore?
Some people got back together.
Nobody's a housewife. They're either working, so they're not these housewives who are just around the house, or they're all divorced, or they've never been married.
Yeah.
So how are they on the show?
This is a very good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
The single wives.
It's totally inaccurate the way
Yes.
Just
yes.
say
Okay.
humans.
So
Felicia.
you guys are way better at this game than I am. I don't understand how people have so much time for TV. Okay, here's one. Love and Hip Hop New
She
York.
works in it.
Yeah, I know. Love and Hip Hop New York. Starving artists living the ratchet life with the small side of hood love.
That works. I like that one. That's
Okay.
accurate.
And then 2020 could be known as a dub. So there we go.
I
We got
like-
a news program
Sydney,
and
do
a
you-
ratchet reality
Do you
show.
want to give it a go?
Okay, so instead of keeping up the Kardashians, what about keeping up with the Dramashians of all the
Yeah.
drama
Yes.
on that show, right?
So very
Yeah.
true. It's a
That
new.
would be a good one.
I almost
Definitely
wonder if they
accurate.
plant the drama on purpose
You think?
to get you to watch.
I think there's so much craziness
yes.
I think there's so
I'd
much.
have to
think
say
that
yes.
they play up the storylines,
Yes, right?
but they're pretty dramatic anyway.
there. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But we still watch, right?
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course we
I've been
do.
catching
Year
up
after
to
year.
year.